All right, guys. Well, I wanted to sleep, but I couldn't sleep. I can't sleep. I wanted to, but I can't. Some reasons I just can't sleep. So I need to be here. Oh, like I said, I wanted to sleep, but I couldn't because I just came across this news, and I don't know if you guys have seen this news, but I just saw it today. Apparently, it has been there for 1 day, and it reminded me the conversation that we had before, and the one of our brother who were always sharing the posts of Ethiopians who are in prison, who are in prison in Saudi Arabia, and what they're going through. And in this case, it's not just Ethiopians, but Africans in general who are outside of Africa, especially in the side of Middle East. I want to be clear before I say anything about this that I do acknowledge that not every African who is in Middle East or in Saudi Arabia is going through what I'm going to talk about right now. I want to put that out there because there might be Africans who are just having a normal life, There might be. I'm not sure about it. Then there might be. Maybe if there's someone there who is just going through normal life, is having good time, then you guys can reach out. You can reach out to us and let us know. But the informations that I have for now, and that's what I'll talk about, is for those Africans who are going through sufferings, who are going through hell. All right. Those are the informations I have. I didn't plan to talk about this because I was already done with the live stream today. Well, so this news came out, and this young lady that you see on the thumbnail there, she's only 24 years of age right now. And you can see in the picture, there's one picture before or then, back in the days when she was going to Saudi Arabia, and another picture now. This is right now when she came back home. And what happened is, this is what she said. She said in a very short interview, because she hasn't spoken yet, you cannot imagine what she's going through. This is what she said. Um, she said, she said, people are tortured psychologically, physically, and it's not fair. She also said, people are suffering in Saudi Arabia. My friends are suffering there. I'm glad I got support when I came out, she said, while holding back her tears. She pleaded with the government to help Kenyans working in Saudi Arabia. So for that, for me, I would say Africa, because she lived there and she have seen those kind of things. Right now, she's 24 years of age, but you can see that she looks like she's 30 or something, or 40. And that is because of what has happened. She, in the conversation, I shared the video, you can check it out. Most of them, they want to come back. These are people. So her story is that she went there to find money for school because she wanted to go to University of Meru, but she didn't have money and her parents didn't have ability to support her education. So she said, you know what, I'm going to go to Saudi Arabia to work inside, domestic work, to earn money, and then I'll come back and go to University of Meru. The moment she got there, she met someone who is awful, someone who I don't even know if I can call them human being because of what she went through. The moment she got there, she wanted to leave. She wanted to go back home, but she couldn't because she was stranded. Like literally, she was in the prison in the house. Imagine you're going to work for someone. You look like that when you're leaving Africa, but you come back like that and you're working for someone inside. Do you understand? Do you know how many things she went through? Do you know how many torturing she went through? And this is just one person. But guys, there's 1,000 of Africans who are going through that in the prison. And just like that, well, there's something has to be done for all of us Africans to stand for our people, to stand for our friends, to stand for our neighbors, and to speak for them. We can either shut up and ignore everything is fine, everything is all right, or we can either speak out and condemn these acts and bring our people home. And for this, I'm not just talking to Africans. I'm talking to all races. I'm talking even to people in the Saudi Arabia. I'm talking about people who are living in those countries because you know what is going on and you know that this is not humanity. You know that this is not right, what is happening. Do you know how many people have died because of this? I don't have the number. But if someone is being tortured physically, psychologically, physically, emotionally, and all those kind of ways, it's not so many people can survive. Not only that, but some people might want to die than to live because you can, like, you grew up with your family, you didn't have money, that's okay, but you grew up with your family, with your dad and your mom, and all of a sudden you become a slave. And this is what happens. So how many manpower we have lost? Do you know how many youth are out there seeking and searching for a good life and they cannot make back home because they're stranded there? They can't make back home. And the only voice, you know the reason why this lady, she came back home? Because Kenyans, they stood up and they started to ask for her to come back home. And she was brought back home. She came back home like 1 day ago. And those are just few people. But what if all Africans stand up and say, we need to bring our people back home from Saudi Arabia? We need to bring them back home. What if our governments will stand up and defend our people? What if African Union will stand up and demand all these people who are going through this shitty life to come back home? Because these are not just accusations, but there are videos of people who are going through that. There's one of our brother in Swell Nation One Africa. He was sharing this in our page, in our group One Africa. And you could see what they're going through. You could see what they're struggling and what they're suffering. So this, I want to say this. I had to come here right now after the live stream that we've done to just give heads up that we are going to do everything we can to bring our people back home, starting with the conversations. So I want you guys to help me with one thing. I want you guys to help me. If you know anyone who has been in this region, anyone who has been in Saudi Arabia, anyone who has been in the Middle East, anyone who went through something like this, I want you guys to connect me with them. Our email is info@sn1africa.com. Hit me up at info@sn1africa.com or Mika Chavala at sn1africa.com. Hit us there and connect me with these people, or even on my social media, if it's Instagram or even in the comment section of this video. I want you guys to connect me with them because I want to have a conversation with these people. so that we may fight this. We may fight for our people more strategically. I want to have talks with them, not only on YouTube, but just have a talk with them. Some of them might not want to come here and to expose themselves. That's okay, that's fine. But I just want to have a normal conversation just to get more of information of this so that when we go, we step out and we start fighting for this, we may fight very strategically. We need to bring our people back home. We need to bring our people back home because our people are really struggling in the Saudi Arabia. And as I said at the beginning, I understand there might be people who are not going through that experience. But I'm talking about my people who are going through that, and we have evidence. And one of them, I just shared it here. So any information you have about this issue, any information you have about our people struggling and suffering there, this is the time. It is the time. Share those informations on our email. Share those on my social media. If it is Instagram or Twitter, send me a message. I'll try to check up as soon as possible in this time, so that we may come back and bring our people back home from Saudi Arabia and other places that are suffering and struggling. We need that connection. We need to be their voices, because maybe they are, their mouth, they're like this. They can't say anything, but we can talk to, we can speak for them. And I want to say this: these few people who are treating our people like this, they are actually putting a huge dirty dot to all other people, to all other people, to all other people. And I want to say this, guys. Let's be very careful not to generalize this. Let's be very careful not to make this about religion. Let's be very careful not to point fingers. But let's make this about those people who are torturing our people. And some of them are dying. And we don't even have the number. Yes, Johnson, I have seen a lot of awful video. I've seen it. And I think it's the time to talk about it. How can we bring our people out of that land? Man, Africa, that's why we need one Africa, man. We need one Africa, because issues like this, we have all the evidence out there. African Union can easily speak to Saudi Arabia, can easily send a special demand to that country that we need our people who are suffering, who are struggling to come back home. They can send those demands. But we are so divided that this lady, she said, there's a lot of Kenyans working inside their houses, but I believe not only Kenyans, I believe they're Tanzanians, I believe they're Ethiopians, I believe there's so many people, I believe there's so many people that we do not know, and they're going through that. We can't let our people suffer like this, guys. We can't allow our people suffer the way they do. It has been a long time. A lot of blood has been shed simply because they're Africans. The other day here, we're here talking, me and GP, how much people have been attacking us simply because we were... You can go ahead and watch that session. But we have a lot of extremists out there who they want nothing but to treat Africans like slave. We ain't slave. And we cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow that to keep happening. The time is now to save our people. The time is now to stand for our people. So this is what I'm going to do, all right? You guys connect me with anyone you know in Saudi Arabia. Anyone you know there, connect me. And I'm going to send this request on my social media to ask for anyone in Saudi Arabia. If there's any African there, I want to be connected with them, because I want to know their story. I want to know what is happening there. So anyone you know from Saudi Arabia, let me know. Let me know in the comment section here. Connect me, share with me your WhatsApp numbers on my social medias, or you can just email us at info@sn1africa.com. Let me write here the message. Somebody type in the comment section, info at sn1africa.com. That's our email. Connect me with them. We're going to have this conversation. We're going to see the bottom of this. It's time for our people to be free. It's time to set our people free, man. There's nobody else can do that. We're not going to wait for governments to do that. Probably they're not going to do it. But we're not going to wait. Just sit back and wait for them to do something. No, we need to do something about it. We need to raise our voice. We need to talk about it. We need to serve our people. Man, I shed tears in my heart. I shed tears in my heart after seeing this video, after seeing these pictures. You can see before and after, man, she's a beautiful lady. She is a wonderful, beautiful lady. She left with a dream that I'm going to find money for school so that I can go to university. She left, she went there, and man, she became slave. She became a prisoner. And look at what got to her. When you look at her face, this girl, she's stressed. This girl, she hasn't been eating. This girl, she's been beaten. Man, and she's going to live with that for the rest of her life. She's been abused in all kind of ways. Guys, I don't understand why people can do that. I do not understand. How can you do that to another human being? Just because of race, I do not understand. Today, even if I meet a different kind of race, I'll never do such a thing. Never. But how can another human being do something like that to another human being? How? It's sad. Anyways, guys, it's really sad. I want you guys to do something. Maybe you're asking yourself, how can I contribute to this? I want you guys to do something. Pray for people. Pray for our brothers and sisters who are in Saudi Arabia, that God will make a way for them to leave and to come back home, and for those who are suffering. In the meantime, let us know in our emails, how can we bring our people back home? Connect me with some people in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to bring them in the show to have a conversation. And from there, we're going to find a solution to do. If it is writing a letter, we're going to write letters. We're going to do everything that we can to bring our people back home. And me personally, I'm going to continue to do research. I'm going to continue to do research to know more about this and to talk to more people so that we may find a solution. What we can do. All right, guys. It's a sad night. It's a sad night. Gotta remember our people. Remember them. All right, guys. I gotta go. I'll come back later. See you.